Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Friday. Hey, Miss Dolores. Hello there. How are you? Hey, Evangelist. Hello there, Lolita. Deja, Grand Rising. Hey, brother. Hello there. Amos. Hello there. Hey, Robin. Hey, Teresa. Layla. Hello, hello, hello. Grand Rising, everybody. Alrighty, y'all. Let's get started into this crazy, crazy story that is still developing, by the way. Okay. We are in the very beginning of this, and it may turn crazy because this looks like a 20-year CPS screw up once again. Okay. 20 years is what we're talking about. And we're also talking about at least 200 foster children that has been impacted by this woman here, Miss Brenda. Hey, Elizabeth. Hello there. How are you? And as this story is still developing, it's more things that are coming out, but it's also more victims that are speaking out. Hey, Mr. Soso. Hello there. How are you? So we're going to go ahead and get ahead of the game for this case here because it can turn at any time. Okay. Make sure that you guys do share, share, share if you can, and like this video if you like this video. Also, do not forget this month's raffle that we have going on. If you do a any form of super sticker, super chat, or anything like that, you do get into this month's raffle. And the raffle will be pulled at the end of the month and announced in the beginning of April. No, we're in April, Savage. May. These months are going by so fast. May. It'll be announced in May. Okay. So that's how you can enter into this month's raffle giveaway. All right. Let's get into the deets of this case. All right. So I don't know how you pronounce this woman's last name, y'all. How do you say it? It looks like it's either it's British, Russian, possibly Douche, Douche, something like that. We're just gonna call her Miss Brenda, okay? And I don't even want to use Miss because she don't deserve that because she was out here acting crazy. Hey, Johanna. Hey, Riley. Hello there. How are you? And my Bigo people, you guys do have me today. We're going to do a after show of this because there's other things that we have to discuss. And apparently, out there in St. Louis, you guys have been making videos stating that there was a yard that had 30 bodies in it, okay? And that the authorities were searching and digging up 30 bodies. I don't know where you guys are getting the 30 from, but we're definitely going to talk about that today and go over that case because it looks like that it's covering a missing person. So we're going to get into that now until it while it's still developing, okay? This woman is insane, very much so. Okay, so this is Brenda. And she's from out there in Lincoln, in Missouri. Um, and she is 70 years old. She has been charged with 2 counts of child abuse and neglect, as well as she also has been charged with 1 count of endangerment, with more charges to be pending. She's currently being held on a $250,000 bond. Okay. So this case began here. Okay. Where a young girl was reported missing. All right. So Brenda, who is a 70-year-old woman, longtime foster parent out there in Winfield, Missouri. Okay. She is facing felony charges related to child abuse and neglect and alleged trafficking as well of a foster child under her care. So, Brenda, who reportedly had fostered over 200 children over the span of 15 to 20 years, has been accused of physically abusing a teen girl and sending her to live in unsafe conditions. Okay. So, back in September, well, back between September and December, but this was posted in December. Okay. But allegations about this woman was already flotating around the community. Many people knew about this woman. But no matter how many people reported, no matter how many people brought awareness to this woman, the police and authorities took their little old time to decide to go knock on her door. Okay. It took for a young child to go missing for them to kind of dig into her business a little bit. So the team report was reported missing, and it was also some repeated abuse there, okay, from Brenda, including being struck with a paddle, as well as wooden trims at one point in time, shoes, and an open hand as well. So back in November 21st, okay, investigators had initiated um some digging into her social security and her social services in which she receives due to some anonymous tips from people about this woman and the things that was going on within the home. Okay. That was one of the first stages of this, as well as this young girl going missing. Okay. So Brenda had sent the victim to live with a friend out in Texas. The conditions are reported to be unsanitary, and the girl was left in the care in this person care in exchange for an exotic animal. Okay. So basically, she did a transaction for a child in exchange for a monkey. You would think that we reading something out of a jungle book or something, but this is real life. Okay. She actually did this. So in April, um, the authorities had discovered the teen and removed her from the home. And then she was returned back to Child Protective Services. Okay. Brenda then appeared in court for the first time, and her bond request her bond being lowered was then denied. Okay. So this April here, she went to court, of course, because this whole thing opened up an investigation. The child was then found. But then victim statements began to come out. Authorities begin to ask questions like, who is this woman? Any children that has come and lived in this home before? Have you ever experienced abuse before? And multiple victims begin to speak out. So one victim says, well, this victim actually, the teen had told investigators that Brenda had struck her on the regular, had stole and gave away her clothing as punishment, and once had another person hold her down during a beating. Brenda also had allegedly institutionalized her into a psychiatric unit, and later into a residential facility for 9 months, as if you don't maybe you should have checked yourself in and not the kid. This was possibly her way so that she don't have to take care of the child, but she can continue to collect checks. That's typically what happens in these type of situations. I don't have to deal with the kid, but I can continue to get the money for it. So when it comes to the alleged trafficking claim, Brenda had allegedly told her Texas uh her Texas friend or whoever this person was to keep the child, but Brenda would keep the check. And witnesses also stated that a monkey was transported back to Missouri, and there was a discussion of swapping this child out for the monkey. Hey, Mary. So, in with the witness statements as well, witnesses also did confirm that the child was left alone in this unsanitary condition amongst the animals. Okay, the children that was already living with her were forced to live with these animals and things of that nature. Okay, another child also stated that Brenda had requested that they lie to the authorities about the child's location. This child here. Okay. She didn't want people to know where the child was, along with the fact that she didn't want people to know that she had sold this child in exchange for a monkey, a pet monkey. Okay. Now, during the investigation, Brenda and the Texas resident were a part of some sort of network. Okay. Some sort of exotic animal network where they were enthusiasts about exotic animals, and authorities had found multiple exotic monkeys at Brenda's residence, along with other children that were there. Okay. And these children was forced to live amongst all these different animals. So when it comes to the abuse, there was medical, psychological records that are being collected right now and assessed to see exactly, when it comes to these children, what possibly she has told them, any lies that could have led to a falsified diagnosis. Because I don't know if you guys know it or not, but when people lie to psychiatrists, it can create a falsified diagnosis for things in which children do not even have, possibly even causing them to take prescriptions in which they do not need. So that is causing the authorities to have to go and look at all these different psychiatry stays and these institutional stays and things of that nature. Okay. Now, they have opened up a hotline. Within this hotline, over 200 people have already contacted them, along with posts that have begun to circulate across social media in regards to this woman and the things in which children had to endure. Okay? So, give me 1 second. So this is one that was posted on social media here. Oh, this one is hard. That one is the blurry one. Give me 1 second. See if I can get it to where it's clear. There's a couple of them that's kind of blurry, guys. We're going to read the top one. So I took in one of her foster kids that she adopted. She only gets the kids for the money, only taking special needs that can get SSI checks and so on. She doesn't let the kids deal with the foster. I can't see it because my logo is blocking it, y'all. Um, can't see it. So he is the foster father. He isn't allowed to deal with them. She runs the house, and her poor, it's blocking it again, and her poor husband has no say. The adopted child that I took in had told me that she has the monkey in the bedroom with the TV, and that the foster children are made to clean the cages even as monkeys throw feces at them, and nothing is done about her, and she has been adopting for years and allowed to adopt them too. I feel so bad for the kids that are in her care or have been. Lincoln County has never done anything about the reports on her and never will, since she is basically one of the few that take problem children or special needs children that need foster care or need fostering. Okay. So she purposely goes and adopts foster children that she knows is going to come with the automatic check. Okay. Which is sick in itself because these children need special care. And because you're so psychologically unstable, you're the one that's crazy and you're the one that actually needs some type of therapy and some type of medication. Anytime that you would take it this far to do something like this, you definitely need care. Okay. You definitely need medication. So she basically adds on to these children that already need some form of extra assistance. So let's just put that in our minds for a second. If they are already dealing with some form of disability and then they're put into this house, okay, and they're forced to stay there for years, the longer they're there, the longer the trauma will take to heal or the impact of the trauma. Okay. So they may walk in there and they have some form of disability, but the trauma added on top of that make the disability worse than what it would have been if they were in a healthy home. So my thing is this though, because CPS, once again, y'all failed. Because if y'all was walking through this home, this lets us know that y'all didn't do a checkup. That's what this does. This lets us know that y'all didn't take the time to walk through this household to see that this woman had monkeys living there with disabled children. Not to mention, she had monkeys be throwing feces at children. I can only imagine what the children smelt like when they went to school or anything like that because they're forced to live amongst animals as if there's some type of like they're like a literal jungle book situation, and she leaves them to take care of the children while she's also trafficking children for animals. So now my next question is, there could possibly be children that has been getting trafficked for the last 20 years, CPS, for animals, because if she did this once, she'll do it again, and she possibly has done it again. And now you guys have to backtrack 15 to 20 years for children that was possibly trafficked in somewhere in the world because of you guys' negligence on the back of the trauma that could have possibly been caused from her home and whoever else home she has transferred them to. This is why it needs to be a system when someone is receiving financial checks or whatever or supplements for foster children, that the financial end needs to be tracked. Because what we are discovering is that people are killing kids, people are trafficking kids, people are abusing kids, people are doing all type of things to children while collecting checks. There has been children that has been found deceased for years while their parents or adoptive parents, okay, continue to collect the checks that the state offers? Why don't you guys check that type of stuff? You guys also need to make it to where the funds can only be used for certain things and no cash payments. That's honestly how I feel. Why do I feel that way? Because if it's no cash payout, that means that they can monitor what you guys do with the money. That's how I really feel about it. It can only be bought for food and things of that nature. That way it can be tracked to ensure that it's being used for the right purpose. Being hurt and neglected it's on the rise because, Andrew, it's on the rise because, one, mental health is on the rise. Okay. CPS is broken. It needs to be a reform. Okay. You have lazy workers. You have overload, work overload, whether it be in policing, CPS, the courts, or whatever it is. The system is broke on all ends. That's why. It's broke on all ends. And to add on top, the layer on top of that is the it's just a broken system, along with mental health going unnoticed, unmanaged, unmonitored. Because I also feel like when you, for instance, with this situation here, 15 to 20 years is crazy. 15 to 20 years is insane. Okay? This goes back to the lady that left her stepson, held him captive for 20 years. Schools are looking for him. Teachers looking for him. Friends looking for him. And it takes for him to set a fire 20 years later for them to realize that he's still alive but emaciated and being abused and held captive by an evil woman. Something like this woman here. But if you guys follow through with reports, because as I'm reading through the social media posts, people have been trying to alert y'all for years about this lady. Y'all ain't just started getting reports about her in 2024, 2023. Y'all been getting reports about this woman. Y'all been getting them. Whether it be from teachers and students at school, or whether it be from community members that have engaged with this woman, or foster children who was able to escape. Y'all knew about her. It just took y'all 20 years to decide to go knocking at her door. And it also took for Annabella to get sold for a monkey, for y'all to go knocking at her door and dig a little bit deeper and dig into how she's spending her money and dig into 200 plus kids. 200 plus kids is crazy. Not to mention, she solely wanted children that had disabilities because she knew that they came with the automatic payment. The system is broke when it comes to CPS. CPS is only interested in their checks. And you have CPS only interested in their checks, and then you have people that go into the system to be foster parents that are only interested for the checks. Because if you guys were doing regular checkups on these children every time a child was given to this woman, there should have been a walkthrough. Every single time. That's how it should work. Automatic walkthrough. Why? It saves us from the 200 kids in the 20 years. That's why. Because if you guys do regular walkthroughs every time you gave her 200 children, every child, we would not have gotten to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because by the time you would have walked in through there, you would have seen. Because I'm one that believed that she sold a child before for a couple monkeys. If she has multiple monkeys in that house, 9 out of 10, she possibly have sold children for monkeys before. And there's children that has been sold for monkeys all throughout the United States. There's children being sold for monkeys in the United States of America. You would think that we're talking about a third world country. We're talking about the United States, where you guys are always marketing to us about robots that are doing things that we didn't ask them to do. I just seen y'all making a y'all want to make a order for high pressured water, but there's monkeys. There's just children being sold for monkeys in the United States. Yeah, children being sold for monkeys. Meanwhile, we're creating robots to do what we do when you guys can't even do what you need to do in the system itself. So it doesn't make any sense. This is insanity. And that's a shame. We have robots to do this, and you got robots talking to us when we didn't ask them to talk to us. They can memorize whatever we want them to memorize. They can make a bed if we want to. They got robots that can wash dishes and robots that can do that. Robots that can mop your floor, but you can't create a system to monitor the CPS children that are in CPS custody and those who adopt or foster them. It's crazy to me. And that's why I believe that y'all don't want to. I honestly believe that you guys are becoming a part of the whole trafficking system of children. That's what I believe. Because it's not, you would think that you guys would be working or putting the millions and dollars in which we invest into this country through taxes, through monitoring the children, the foster parents, and the income in which they make and how they spend, and all of that. You will be also reconstructing the whole CPS system across the United States. Okay. You will create child task force in every state if that's truly what you guys wanted to do, because apparently there is a work overload. If you guys create a child task force within every single state across the United States that would assist the CPS in managing missing children and those that are neglected and abused, we possibly can lower the statistics of child abuse and neglect and missing children all in one system. If that was something that you guys wanted to do, it would also open up jobs for professionals as well who has a passion to protect children. Okay, you can hire you some great accountants that will also get into the system to be able to monitor how children and the financial end are is how their how finances are being spent. It's some people out here that would love to do that. Sit at a computer and monitor the spending, of course. Hey, Tommy. It's crazy. So it took for her, Miss Annabella, to save the day for all the children that was being transferred through Miss Brenda here. So this case here is still very much developing, but we are going to monitor it closely because it can turn. It can twist and turn. This is one of those cases that can twist and turn. From what I'm grasping, this house in which she lived in, it held a lot of secrets. And it kind of reminds me of the Blake and London Devon story. You guys remember the Blake and London Devon? Blake and London Devon, where the adopted mother had ended up killing them and burying their bodies in the backyard while still collecting the financial end of it. It reminds me of that. Yeah, it reminds me of that story. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of those incidents, due to the levels of abuse in which this woman caused, have happened. I really wouldn't. So we're gonna watch it really closely. Oh, I am. You know I'm gonna watch it. This one of those that can turn and twist. And if it turns and twists, I'm here for it. Alrighty. Bigo, I am coming to you guys, okay? Now, we are going to do some quick updates on Kimani. As you guys know, they did do the family funeral yesterday, which was insane. I'm going to tell y'all something right now, okay? That grandmother is something else. She is a piece of work, okay? She is an absolute piece of work. For you to be as evil as you was yesterday during this child's funeral for the family half lets me know what Kimani had to deal with living with you. If your heart allowed you to do what you did yesterday, okay, that lets us know how heartless you truly are. I don't even think you realize that what you just now showed us was your character. And I love looking at someone's character because it lets me know who you truly are. And for you to pull the stunt that you pulled yesterday and for the police department to assist you with contempt of court is crazy to me. Toledo Police Department, what the world is wrong with y'all? Did y'all not watch the hearing? Y'all just helped her with contempt. Yeah, y'all did. Y'all had no business out there yesterday. None whatsoever. And I hope that the family members go file contempt of court because I watched the hearing and what she did yesterday, she wasn't supposed to do. Okay. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about that today. We're also going to talk about the fact St. Louis, apparently you guys have been making videos across social media saying that there was 30 bodies found in somebody's backyard. I don't know where you guys got 30 from. I do not know where you guys, I have no clue where y'all got 30 bodies from, but we're definitely going to discuss it. Today, we're going to discuss this whole thing, and then we're also going to read some more of these statements from the children that lived in this home of Miss Brenda. Okay, we're going to read some more of the statements. Okay, on the Bigo side of things. Alrighty, make sure that you guys do like this video. If you like this video, okay, please like the video. Also, this month is Autism Awareness Month. So for those of you that do watch me on Bigo, tomorrow I will be doing a autism awareness news show where I'm going to be doing just covering content creators who are autistic and have, they do autistic content because as you guys know, I love autistic children. So I want to take a moment just to step back from true crime for a second, just to spotlight them and show them some love because y'all know they have a special place in my heart. And it will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be wearing my clothes backwards because one of my supporters said that at the school, I think she said she works there or something, and they had a day where they wore clothes backwards. So I'm going to wear my clothes backwards tomorrow, and I'm going to do a autism awareness show. Okay. And we're also going to talk about autism just to kind of make people aware because people, don't like to talk about it as much. There are some people that just don't understand it. They always want to put this dark shadow over children who are autistic, and it's not giving what some people tries to give it. Okay. And so we're also going to have some time. You have autistic. I love autistic children. When I say I love them, they are my besties. Okay. I love them so much. I do. When I say I love them. So I'm going to take a second to just, take a moment for them. I'm going to put my clothes on backwards tomorrow, and we're going to have a great show that's dedicated to them. It will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to try to record it so then you guys will be able to watch it on savageroyalty.com. Okay. And I am still working on getting my shows recorded for Bigo. What are they doing up there? Did y'all hear that? What is my husband doing up there? Felt like he was just coming through the floor. Hope you guys you have a special needs child. I love them, I swear. I love autistic children, y'all. They are so special to me because I just think that the world just ain't ready for them. Okay? And they just think different and y'all just don't understand. That's all. That is my honest opinion. Y'all just don't understand them and y'all just not ready. It ain't them, it's y'all. I'm telling you that right now. That's all I feel. They just see the world from a different perspective. Okay? Alrighty, guys. I'll see you guys in Bigo. I'm on my way to you. Okay? Thank you for watching True Crime with Savage RoyalT.